It's very late, very late. Just got done washing my face, brushing my teeth, and I was laying down, getting ready to sleep. But then I was kind of like, have I really been productive today? Like, yeah, I worked out, I trained, but is that really enough? No, I didn't even read my book. So I was like, you know what? The only way to feel good right now is if I talk about something I guess has been bothering me. Heartbreaks, breakups. They hurt so, so much, honestly. Like, I'll explain something. This is something that I personally feel. I didn't have a mom, right? So whenever I cuddle with a female, it kind of feels like that's how a mother is supposed to treat their child. And since I've never had that motherly love, it kind of feels like that's what it's supposed to feel like. Now, I don't look for a mother in your girlfriend. That's weird. Don't do that. But when you just never had that type of love, it's kind of hard not to, because your brain automatically just like, you just become addicted to it, honestly. You really do. And whenever I, my past relationship, whenever I would cuddle with this woman, I felt like I was at home and nothing could hurt me. All of my problems in the world were just gone. And everything didn't matter except for what I was doing in that moment. You know, you laying on her, she playing with your hair, you falling asleep, you just feel safe, honestly. I call that home. But then a few months later, that same home that you cherished and trusted so much is now gone. You guys are broken up. So now you're stuck there homeless. It's it's a very hard thing to get through, very hard thing. I recently had this weird ass dream, right? This weird ass dream. I was holding a girl. I was holding my woman, right? And she was dying. She had like a cut. Oh, like I think she was bent over like this. She had like a cut on her back, and I was kind of like holding her, and I was crying. I was like, what happened? I didn't know if I did it or somebody else did it. But I'm telling you, that shit haunted me. And it's just a dream, right? So I fast forward in a dream, and I'm with the second woman, and she's about to get cut by something. Like I don't know, 8 knives is flying towards her, and I'm like hugging her. So then I end up blocking the 7 knives or the 8 knives or the 7 kunais or the 8 kunais. It doesn't really matter what it was. Only thing that mattered was I have to protect her because I don't want her to end up like my first woman. So what I ended up doing was I started crying in the dream. I started crying blood because I remember what had happened to my first girl. I wasn't strong enough, fast enough to protect her. She was always there when I needed her, but I wasn't there when she needed me. You know. And whenever I thought about that in the dream, I would start crying blood. And while I was crying blood, I was with my second girl. She was like, "What's wrong?" And the more I explained to her, the more I start crying. And I asked my pops about it. I was like, "Yo, do you know what this could end up being?" Because when I woke up from that sleep, I genuinely started crying, and I didn't know who these two women were. I couldn't even remember what the fuck they looked like, but I just missed them deeply. I missed them deeply, like they were actually real people that I knew, and I can't even remember their faces till this day. I can't remember their faces. And my dad said maybe, you know, the first woman that died could be the relationship that you had with that one girl. I'm not going to mention her name, of course. You know, just, you know, with that one girl. We'll call that one girl Summer. Boom. You had a relationship with Summer. It crashed, burned, and it died in your arms. You couldn't do anything about it. So maybe the second woman that I saved could be a relationship that I could be in soon and not letting the same things happen to it as I let happen in the first one. That terrifies me. I don't know about you, but getting your heart broken and just it terrifies me. Love terrifies me, honestly. That's why sometimes I be trying to push people away, like especially if I have like a female interest, like let's say like a crush. I'll try to like detach myself from her because I feel like she's not a part of the mission. She's not a part of what I should be doing right now. But sometimes I really just can't help but to like want to feel love. And of course, I feel like I deserve love and I feel like I should be able to receive it. But a part of me also believes that I shouldn't have love because love is only going to get in the way and is going to distract me from my goals. How so? It's a hard way of thinking. It really is because I don't want to think this way, but it just happens. I physically or mentally cannot bring myself to receive love from another woman. Pause. Not like that. But because I get really attached. I get super, super, duper, duper attached. And that's one thing that made me want to start bettering myself, getting my heart broken. Maybe it sounds cliche or whatever. Like, bro, getting your heartbroken sucks. I remember the day it happened. I laid in my bed. I curled up to a ball, and it felt like somebody like took my heart on my chest and it was just had a Hanayama grip on it. It was squeezing. I couldn't breathe. My heart was on fire. It was being squeezed. I couldn't breathe. It was all bad. I couldn't even breathe correctly. I couldn't. I felt like I was hyperventilating. It hurt so much. It hurt. And I was like, you know what, bro? It's time. The first day that we broke up, I think it was like at least 5 hours after we broke up, I I ate some eggs. I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna start, I might as well start right now while this pain is fresh. I cooked some eggs and I'm eating eggs. I'm crying and I'm on the phone with my brother. I'm like, bro, these eggs are so good, but my heart is so broken right now. He's like, bro, it's gonna be like that. And he told me a valuable lesson. He's like, bro, it's just all about the experience. It's the experience. You have to get your heart broken. Well, you don't have to, but if you really want that real experience, you have to get your heart broken. You have to. You have to. Especially if that's your first love. Your first love is gonna hurt so much because you don't pay attention to any of the signs at all. Any of the bad behaviors that they may be giving out, you're not going to take it in. You're not going to realize it because you're so head over heels in love. And when I mentioned before, I'm terrified of love. Yo, I'm so terrified of calling another woman home and then she just ends up leaving. I guess that's one thing that I'm really scared of. I don't know if I really should be sharing this on the internet, but I guess it really doesn't matter. Fuck it. Because I did this YouTube thing, so if I'm gonna do it, I might as well just do it full-fledged in a way. So, I, I'm scared. That shit terrifies me. Laying on a woman, she telling me she love me. I'm telling her I love her. I'm giving my 100%. She giving my 100%. She giving her 100%, and then she just dip, go, leave, left me with nothing. That's why I'm like, dude, I don't think I can handle that. Physically and mentally right now, I'm trying to build myself up because I feel like you should build yourself up. Then you should worry about females a little later, you know? If something come through before that, you smash and move on. But is that really going to make you happy? Yeah, you get abundance of women and, but are they really well, of course they're not going to be that one woman. It's from a different approach. It's kind of like, yeah, all these women are nice, but they're not that particular woman, and you're not going to be looking for that particular woman in a sense. Once you're on self-improvement, you're not going to want to settle down until you're like at the very, very peak and you had your fair share of women and you kind of just want to settle down with the one woman. But just because you settle down doesn't mean you're going to get complacent. That doesn't mean you're going to get complacent. You're going to continue to work on yourself and continue to thrive and want more. I guess the whole purpose of this video is it's okay to open your heart to people. It really is. It's fine. It's okay to be scared of love. It's okay to be scared of rejection. It's okay to be scared of being left, because at the end of the day, we're human and that have human emotions. Who's not going to be scared to get left? Honestly, unless you're just emotionally numb. And don't be like one of those fake emotionally numb niggas or that try to like act cool or act tough. Don't do that. You like if you were like really 100% emotional numb and you just don't care about leaving a person. I meant the person leaving you. You just might end up leaving a person. And remember, hurt people hurt people. So if somebody's going through a bad time, they might put you through the bad time too. And listen, don't get blinded by love. Don't get blind. You might love that person so much, but at the end of the day, you have to do what's better for you, no matter what the other person is going through. That's just how it is. At the end of the day, you have to look out for your own skin, because that person's not gonna do it. If anything, they gonna fuck up. They gonna fuck you up. Shouldn't have to go through that at all. You deserve love. Like everybody deserves love, unless you just like a. Maybe like the last video I made, like forgive yourself. But some people have done some really unforgivable things, unless you those type of people. But most people end up like that because they didn't get any love at like an early age. So everybody really does deserve love in a way. It's sad that relationships nowadays, it's only filled with lust and not really love. It'll last for a couple months and then boom, you're just back to where you started, heartbroken and lost. That's why I feel like you should get on self-improvement first and then find a woman later. Because even though if you're going to be in love with that woman and y'all end up breaking up, you still got all this success behind you that you could fall back on and use that pain to build yourself up more and more and more. Yeah, I guess the whole purpose is I kind of need to vent a little bit, and I hope that my words kind of reach you. If it didn't, thank you for watching, but if it did, we can only get better. Honestly, we can only get better. I'm out.